Do you think that SIL funding may increase?
Uh,
Yeah, we just
perhaps
don't know,
perhaps it
do we?
will. Perhaps it will in the sense of there being a new supply chain of evidence. So if these participants are now needing perhaps an extra 15 hours of speech or OT in the year, well, the agency has no choice. If there's evidence that requires these things to be in place for the participant to be supported to the new SIL practice standards, then yes, possibly. But I'm not a plan. I have nothing to do with the agency. But I would see that these changes do on affect participants in a way as they affect providers, but the agency would probably also err on the side of caution. Is it a provider responsibility or is it an agency responsibility? And it's how you evident that to them.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say then with these new standards, there is going to be teething problems and things that we're going to learn from it?
I think so. I think after 13 years, the agency is still learning a lot about people with disabilities. So yeah, I 100% think there'll still be lots of learning to come.
Okay, thank you.
It's my pleasure. So so talking about supported decision making, what a great question. Thank you, Kerry. So thinking outside the box on how you can support that participant with making those decisions speaks for itself. Talking about dignity of risk, so giving participants a choice to take reasonable risks. Over restriction is a compliance issue. So you might support three men, 18 to 30, living in a drop-in style accommodation, and your organisation has a policy on no alcohol is allowed on property. These guys want to watch the footy on a Friday night and they want to go, to Woolworths and get their groceries, and they want to pop into the shop and buy, a carton of beer. So supporting those participants to make an informed decision on how they take that risk is really important. Providers are unable to write in policy things that don't give the participant the opportunity to take a dignified risk. Privacy within the home. So shared living must respect each person's privacy. So if you've got cameras because you've got volatile behaviours in participants, you can't have them facing their bedrooms or bathrooms or toilets and things like that. Participants must be able to have their own private space and go and cool off or have a shower. Go into their bedroom when they're feeling bit lonely or sad and be able to have that privacy as they would in their own home. I spoke about tenancies and support separation and complaints access. So if you don't do anything other than buy one policy from us, please buy our whistleblower policy. So all providers should have a whistleblower policy that talks about the participant being given the opportunity to raise a complaint, to make an issue known and not be scrutinized for it. So really important to make sure you've got a whistleblower policy and a complaints policy that matches that policy and showcases what actions you will take as a provider to rectify it. So know what you're measured against. So you must do. You need to understand the four new SIL practice standards, and you need to know what's in the core module and those practice standards. You need to grasp the application and the readiness. What you should do is you should map which standards touch your current practice. You should note the participant rights areas auditors will focus on. What you could do is you could brief your team and your board on what's coming. You definitely must do that. From us, we'll walk you through all the four standards on a free call. So one of our consultants can jump into a call with you for free and have a conversation with you around perhaps your specific needs, what you're providing, and give you some advice as well. So run the gap analysis, see what you're missing. So the guys shared that resource in there. Please download it, use it, our free gift to you.